Basically, we were just talking about how Caleb moved to Denver and is crashing with him right now as they're writing.
Right. So he moved to Denver and then drove back down to Texas so that we could go ahead and start knocking out another record, even though we just put out a record.
Yeah, you
There's just
did.
nothing else to do.
Yeah, no, I think that's super valuable. I think quick turnaround times are valuable too in this day of age.
Right. But
We're like
it's
doing the opposite. We wrote a record like 2 years ago, and we're still kind of sitting on it because we're scared to release it. It's
right. I've heard that record, and it's quite the record.
You know what? I think you're the only guest so far. No, I think I've had some friends say that they've heard it, but I'm a fan of it.
It's very cool.
Thanks, cool, man.
Sure. I think I hate when people say this to me, but I think y'all picked the wrong single. I just like other songs. I don't think you picked the wrong single. I think it works, but
as a musician, we're supposed to pick the wrong single, right?
Right, exactly. You're right.
Yeah.
There's some bangers on there that I'm excited to hear.
Thanks, man. Don't get everyone too stoked, dude. Don't get them too excited.
Dude, I'm ready for it.
I am also ready for it. I'm big time ready.
Right. And I saw like you guys' like rollout and all that. I'm very excited. It's gonna be cool.
It's a lot. It's like a lot of secretive, mysterious, like hype beast. Like it's not very my style, but like yeah.
It works. That's what makes people be like, oh shit, what's happening?
Well, okay, so like I love North Lane, as do you guys clearly because yeah.
No, dude, that man fucking
sucks. That's so good. When they just randomly dropped, I think it was Node.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't put singles out or anything. They just randomly put an album out. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's so gangster.
That was the biggest dick move I've ever seen from a band.
We don't need to do anything. This is,
But then there was like they like hyped up that one song that some people had to like put together some link for. I love that stuff. But being on the other side of it is kind of funny because you don't know how it's going to be interpreted or even like if it will get picked up. But that is like kind of the mentality we're going into like with this type of release.
I think that's the move though. That's the move.
It's cool. On the receiving end, it's badass. But on the end, it's just like dropping little Easter eggs places. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, eventually people, I always wonder, it's like, are people tired of this shit? Or is it like, there is people that are like, just fucking put it out, dude. Stop being so fucking annoying.
I know plenty of people feel that way about us.
Am I allowed to curse? Am I
cursing? Yeah, I don't give a fuck, dude.
Just checking.
Actually, I am waiting to see, like, I am going to have to figure out how to put these on Spotify, and then they're probably all going to have like the explicit, like, tag or whatever.
Right. That makes it cool. That more people are going to listen.
Right. And then I upload these to YouTube and I'm waiting to get like something. Like maybe I'm going to have to like have a check on the beginning of the video. I don't know. I don't know yet.
Twitch asks you if your content's mature or whatever, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, when I upload.
Never check that. I never check.
I don't either.
I don't know if that's wrong.
And then like I actually have a friend who has like younger kids who tune into my chat, and I'm like, "You fucking beat!" Like I'm just cussing at the games I'm playing, and then I'm like, "Oh yeah."
That's funny. My sister, the other day we were streaming, and my sister was like, "Yeah, me and my fiance watch you all the time," and I'm like, I don't know.
Like really?
I don't know.
I'm such a degenerate.
Like, their daughter. I don't know. Like you're just gonna grow up thinking very strangely of me.
Or to be fair, they might just know you for you, you know?
Right. It's not like I'm putting on a character here.
Right. Which some streamers do, I've noticed, which is pretty great.
Oh yeah. No, I think Dr. Disrespect is like that's who he is. Right.
I've watched like podcasts with him in them where he like never loses character or whatever, and it's really weird.
Crazy, dude.
It's like he was on the H3 podcast that I think was like 3 hours long, and he was Dr. Disrespect.
I remember that.
Woo.
Yeah, that would like stress me out. I saw a video of him like stepping out of a Lamborghini at like a game convention or something, and he was literally like he was dressed normal, like a normal person, but he was just like. Fully in character still.
That's so good.
You can't leave your house and be yourself. But that's so cool. I don't
Yeah.
know, I love it.
Yeah.
His production value is very sick.
Oh yeah, his like OBS scenes are probably insane. Like
Right.
he has like each
But I mean,
room
that's
for his
you.
mansion or whatever. Like he's like living in a virtual mansion or whatever. That's just so crazy, dude.
He has to have. I feel like he has just a room that's a green screen or something.
Yeah.
He always walks into these insane.
He's living in the off room of like a crack house, and that's just like.
Yeah. There's so much drama that happens with too. Like,
yeah. What do you think happened?
Like, oh, I don't know. Well, before even that happened, he was like, "What the?" On stream, he's like, "Someone just shot at my fucking house." And I'm like, "Someone shot at your house? Why?"
Oh man, that is insane.
Yeah, that was a whole thing for a little bit, and yeah, I don't know what happened. Who knows?
Yeah,
I was in the drama though. I really love him as a streamer.
He's awesome. Yeah, and to know his backstory, that he was a dev on a Call of Duty game or something.
Mm-hmm. He's like doing a what's it called? A map for that one game, Rogue Company.
Yeah,
it's like full circle.
So that's cool. That like I don't know. There's a guy who is a stream commentator, like a esports commentator for League of Legends, who's getting into streaming right now, and he's awesome because he has so much like insight on how the game works already. So he basically just commentates on himself the entire time he's playing, and it's super encapsulating.
Right. Is he like doing well? Is he well known?
I mean, League is like a monster. Like to be a well-known League streamer is like psycho.
I was wondering if League is still doing well. I know it had.
Oh, it's bigger than it ever has been.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I just know it's always been like, I don't know. I come from like Smash Bros. In the
right. Yeah. You're familiar with esports culture, but not the game specifically. Yeah.
Right.
League is on top of the world right now, dude. It's crazy.
It's also like the highest grossing video game of all time or something.
Yeah. Dude, they just did a Bathing Ape collab.
What?
So like a couple months, maybe almost a year ago now, which is crazy to think about because it was while I was on tour. Louis Vuitton did a skin line in the game. Yep.
That's so great. That's like another level.
Yeah, exactly. And then the Louis Vuitton line on the skins for the characters was tied to a band, a K-pop band that was produced from the game.
Okay.
Dude, they're like eerily smart and business oriented. It's sick.
Louis Vuitton just launched a skateboarding section.
Okay.
Like, whoa.
Trying to get on that Supreme market.
Yeah, I don't know. Thinking about big fashion and stuff like that or whatever, I feel like they're on this like weird echelon of being too good for that kind of thing. So
yeah, but that is cool to be for me, it's cool to have that stuff in League of Legends because it's like they're thinking of the neck bearded basement living weirdos, you know.
Right.
Who will never actually wear Louis Vuitton, but might pay $30 for a skin in the game, you know?
100%. Everyone, I'm sure there's people out there that have every skin or something, right?
Oh, yeah, easily. Yes.
And that's just like dummy money, dude. I don't know how many champions there are and how many skins there are per champion, but...
I can't look it up right now, actually. Maybe I can.
It's some kind of an absurd number.
I just got this... I'm afraid to break my stream if I look it up on my computer.
I just got this dual monitor setup while we're on this gaming thing.
I've been dual monitor always, and it's sick.
I bought two 27 inches, which I'm starting to regret because I have to turn my fucking head.
Yeah, I always had like a slightly smaller monitor, but then when I actually got into like streaming, like I do now, actually everything's from a laptop, which is pretty crazy. So my laptop is my second monitor, and then I have a monitor that I game on. So that like my stream is all contained within the laptop. Nice. There are 132 League of Legends champions.
Oh my god.
That's the most overwhelming part of the game, to be honest.
I bet. But is there like a meta game that like caps things out? Like is there probably like a bottom 75 that aren't even usable?
No.
No.
There's probably like a top because there's so many, it gets hard. I mean, there probably are like 75 at the bottom, but like I'm learning the value of an OTP, a one-trick pony. If you pick the shittiest champion in the game and you only play him, you're gonna win games just because you know the ins and outs of that. It's pretty interesting.
very like matchup based,
Yeah.
and like lack of knowledge of matchup based and stuff like that too.
And when it gets to the lack of knowledge of matchup base, you start thinking of 131 other matchups that you could have. That's where it gets super, super complicated.
Yeah.
It's
Oh yeah. Well, damn, dude.
But I'm
I
I'm like big into the pro play now too. So like League is just sick to me.
Yeah, I've like peeked in a couple times. I'm like, dang, this guy's grinding League. You're getting in there. Are you
Yeah,
good?
I'm not
What
good.
are you ranked? Oh, you're not.
I'm not good.
It's too hard to be good at that when there's 1 million other people playing. I
I
don't know.
think that to be good at League, you have to put a lot of time into it, like physically. Like if I want to climb rank, I have to probably play like 10 games a day. I'm learning.
Oh,
And
okay.
sometimes I only have the time for like 3. So like it's just really weird.
Do you have like a squad? Or are
No,
you like
so
solo
if
queuing?
when you rank, you have to be solo or duo, 1 or 2.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
There's a
Why is it
5
like
there's a 5-man version, but it's a completely different ranking system. So
that? Oh, okay.
if you're like ranked really high in flex queue, which is 5v5, the solo queue people will be like, you fucking suck, you need to get in solo. Like that's where like the real grind is, because you have to put up with the randos, and it's so toxic.
Yeah, I've seen like I know it's very popular to do like whatever bronze to grand champion, or I don't know
Yeah,
the ranking.
unranked to challenger, that's the big.
Yeah, on YouTube, and people just like it. I'm glad those exist so people can stop saying like, "Oh, my fucking team sucked," and that's why I'm like stuck in gold.
Yeah, that's like
You know?
kind of the whole value of it. But then like
Right.
those people like Tyler One, the big name, he's done it on 3 different roles now, which is really crazy.
Well, damn.
Yeah, he's like showing the world he can do it for sure.
Right.
But the guy also plays like 30 games a
Yeah.
day. Like
Yeah.
I
like
think
10,000
statistically
hours.
he's just gonna climb at that point.
Right. This is interesting. I always talk to people about this, and some people are really passionate, and other people just want to disagree super hard. But I
Okay.
really do believe in natural talent, but I don't believe that it. I don't believe that it creates the best in the world. You know what I mean? I
Okay,
think
right.
natural talent starts you
I
starts
think
you like years
I
ahead, and you
think the
learn
best
as
of the
you go.
world is a really good combination of both.
Right.
But I do think natural talent
Right.
exists.
Yeah. It just blows my mind that some people will just deny that though.
That it's
And
only
I've had
grinding.
this going. Yeah, it's like grinding is the way. Like, and it's like, nah, dude. Sometimes it's just I don't know. I've played with people in certain games, which is like, dude, you can just fucking play for some reason.
I
You don't even know what
have
you're doing.
literally fighting games specifically. I used to have this friend from here that's just like loves fighting games.
Right.
And this is back when Mortal Kombat, I think 9 came out. And I was grinding that game. Like I was crushing it. I was whooping everyone on that game. That was the game I spent time on. And he had never played it before. Came over and mopped me. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay. Like I was like, all
That's
right.
what I'm saying. You can't like. I just feel like you can't deny it. But I don't think it like I said. I don't think it brings you to the top. It just might cut off a huge learning curve that you have
Right.
to get over. You know, there's like when you're gaming in particular, there's these like plateaus you hit for so fucking long,
Yeah.
and then you just bump over them, and you're very happy, and then you have another like year and a half of grinding that same plateau. I just feel like they just
Same
skip.
with guitar too.
Right, right.
Yeah.
I'm admittedly I've been stuck on mine for like 3 years, and it's because I'm having just a very hard time at like grinding guitar.
Yeah.
I feel like as I've gotten older, my focus has gotten too low, and it's like instead of grinding guitar, just write, which isn't like necessarily the bad thing, but I need to spend time on like learning things for sure,
But then
especially like
once you just write the same thing over and over again.
potentially.
Yeah.
We'll find that out, I
Yeah.
guess. In a couple of years. Everyone's like, wait, but that's what's funny about that is we do that on purpose. We
Right. Yeah. You definitely want your style to carry on.
right,
Yeah.
for sure. But that brings me to like theory too. I tried. There's this guy I know. He's just really good at guitar and like super theory head. It's gone to college for guitar for a long time. Not
I hate
Berkeley or
those
anything, but
people, but I love those people.
knows so much and
Yeah.
like wasn't really pushy ever. He was just like, "Hey man, you should learn theory every now and then." And I was like, ah. And I eventually just like sat down with him for like a week and a half, and we went over stuff. I don't think he was the best teacher. He kind of like, I think it's because I was asking too many questions and he was too ready to answer them rather than being like, whoa, 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 like hold up,
Okay,
slow
so
down.
you were retaining too much information at a point.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what it seems. I just want to know everything right now.
Yeah.
Like, give me all the information. But
Theory
it's just too hard.
theory most certainly doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't at all. And like me and Trey recently we were talking about like Nashville numbers because I am clueless on theory. I couldn't even tell you the this isn't even theory. I couldn't tell you what notes are in G sharp, the tuning I use. I would have to look it up.
Yeah.
I'm just like useless when it comes to theory. But I think Nashville numbers would like help so much to figure out just chord progressions in general. The way me and Trey speak to each other, we have our own like language when writing, you know what I mean?
So I have that language with Jesse as well.
Right. It's like, hey, that 8 chord. And we're like, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
That 8 chord.
I know what you mean too, actually.
The 8 chord with the 0.
Yeah.
What is that? That's technically like that's either the 1 or something. I don't know.
Well, that's where it gets really complicated because if you were in E standard, I could tell you what that 8 note was, but because you tuned down to like it's almost better to have that universal guitar language, which was kind of given to us by tabs, right? You know what I mean? Like tabs took away a lot of that need for theory. Mm-hmm. So I'll say as a guitar player, what I have recently found that's helped me a lot is modes.
Oh, dude, you guys are mode crazy, and I have no idea what.
Well, so Jesse is theory just intolerant. Like
yeah, I know, and it blows my mind that to my understanding, when things sound that way, he's definitely using a mode.
Yeah,
right?
Yes.
It's all modal.
Yep.
Okay.
So, and I've been doing this I feel like I've actually kind of been doing well with guitar through quarantine, and I think it's because I've been focusing on modes and techniques. Techniques that I normally don't use or know how to, like, I've just picked up hybrid picking over the quarantine, and that's really opened up my world. Yeah.
I've tried.
Yeah, so it's just giving me a new tool to play with has been very beneficial for me, I feel like. But then, like, okay, when you think about learning modes, you probably think of it like I do. You probably think of every scale that comes with it.
I don't exactly know what a mode is.
Okay.
What I think it is, before you tell me what it is like a selection of notes within a scale.
Yeah.
That gives it a certain tone, tonality or something.
And what I approached to was, instead of learning like the Dorian scale in this key, I learned the Dorian notes within a scale. And that I can just incorporate into all the scales and runs that I'm used to running. But I know that if I hit this, it has this specific inflection. So that's helped me out a lot too. It's like the lazy man's mode theory.
Right. I think I don't know how my band would approach stuff like that. I think we're so metalcore, stepping out into that world you'd be like,
yeah,
something. But that's really not the truth. I think if I just sat down and learned stuff like that, I could probably just blatantly be more creative.
Yeah,
and sell more records and.
Well, and I mean, like, you're writing for your band and your record, but like a lot of the shit I play with is never used, but it still helps me. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. I just have such a low attention. I wish I didn't. All of my thinking is like, damn, I wish I would have just learned this when I was like 13.
Yeah, that's so right now I'm working on sweep picking.
Oh, dude, I learned sweeping, but now it's fucking useless. I can sweep all day, but I don't know what to do with it.
Fair enough.
It's like, why didn't I wish I would have learned like economy picking instead. That would have been so much more applicable.
So that I do know. Well, you say that, but then like there's some like, now that I know some of these modes and these scales, I can't bring them up to speed because I can't sweep them. So that's where I'm at.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right, because they're probably spread in an odd fashion. like that, where you're not able to just run per string.
Fuck no. Well, and a lot of it is just like I'm working on this one exercise. I'm calling it the guitar player's Rubik's Cube. Like it's basically like every note your fingers don't want to hit. And I'm trying to sweep it, but then like it's just one note per string, up and down, which you would sweep, but you know,
I admittedly can't do anything where you have to bar. So if it's like multiple,
I'm pretty bad about that too. Do you have double fret? Do you have double? What is it called? Are you double jointed?
I don't know. You tell me, dude. What do these look like?
Yeah, so like I have a pretty protruding like bone right here, and I struggle with barring that too.
Yeah.
There's actually a chord in The Hypnotist off of the Drift record where Jesse just bars one fret and then like kind of adds some stuff. I have to like compensate with this. Yeah.
This number.
Yeah. Like, yeah, let me bar that real quick.
That's so funny.
Yeah, so I feel your pain on that one too.
Yeah, I just I can't rake it. It all comes out as one like sound. I don't know how to roll it to be separate notes, if that makes sense. I don't know. I can't do it.
We're just coming on here to admit how crappy we are at our instruments. That's all we're doing today.
For sure, dude. That's like a relationship kind of, right? We just talk to each other and just explain to each other how poorly we've done this far in life. That's how much I do. This is what I know Sean for.
Yeah. We go way back, dude.
Yeah, I just love to go through my phone. I don't know. How many times have you been to Europe? I know it was your first time
3.
when we went, right?
Yeah.
3 times. Was it your first time when we went? I can't remember. Someone on tour was like, I fucking hate Europe. And I was having the time of my life, dude. And I was like, who?
Well, Alex indefinitely hates Europe.
Okay, it was Alex.
No matter what's happening, no matter how sick it is, he hates Europe. But Alex hates everything about everything. So
our schedule every day, we woke up at like 11, just woke up in a new city every day. Went straight to the nicest nearest coffee shop.
Which, yeah, you're just describing my life, living tour or not, yeah.
Right. And then we ate delicious lunch, and then we played shows. Which is
so
unbeatable.
I really want to go to Europe in the summer because I am sick of it in the wintertime.
I know.
Yeah.
We were fucking cold.
Yes. The first time we went to Europe was with you guys in North Lane and Ocean Grove.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was a whole thing, dude.
Yeah, it was. For those watching, it was all 4 bands in one bus. It was like 24 people.
Right.
There was no privacy. There was no peace.
I'm not even kidding. We were crowd surfing in the bus.
That did happen. That was fun.
Like, literally, that was a fucking crazy.
You know what? So that tour, I will admit that I can be pretty bad about letting tour anxieties kind of bring me down. Like the whole general, the whole general anxiety over tour. Like when my camper wouldn't work, that happened twice on that tour. That could bring a whole tour down for me, and I hate that about myself. But like.
Well, yeah, no, it's just like, I don't know, especially your first time in Europe too. You're like just trying to crush it, and that's your thought going into it. Is you're like, I'm just gonna get there, I'm gonna crush it. We're going to Europe, we're having a great time.
But I find myself like, I think Trey made like a montage of like video memories from that tour or whatever.
Yeah,
I watch that video often and just reminisce the amazing time that Europe tour was.
We were losing our minds, dude. It really was.
It was an amazing. Very friendship-oriented tour as well. I mean, Invent Animate and Era have always been like brother bands for years. So anytime we hear of like a tour with you guys, we're like already thinking of the shenanigans that both bands can get into.
Right.
And North Lane kind of was already at that point for us as well. So like it was just the camaraderie was super real. It was a really awesome tour.
Yeah, I think that's like pretty top tier for me. I don't know if it's just because it was Europe. And I wonder if next time I go to Europe, if I'm going to be like...
so that was the only time you guys have been?
Yeah. Dude, I like feel weird saying stuff like this. I was supposed to go to Europe twice this year. Like we had 2 Europe tours booked.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying what they were, but I don't know. This year was supposed to be pretty cool, man.
Yeah, for a lot of us, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I'm sure you did too. Are you allowed to like say...
I mean, anything that was in the works is probably just in the shitter now. But we didn't have too much because we were already in the studio for the record, so we were like planning to do a lot of stuff that didn't really come to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, we didn't have like a bunch of tangible stuff that got ruined.
Right.
Which
I don't know, it was just looking good,
Yeah, which was to me kind of feels better, but at the same time, where we were in the band, we were already like taking a break for the record, and then COVID hit. So like,
yeah,
it's been long. It's been a long time for me.
Yeah, man, and not to like downgrade your situation, but we went on like a 2-year hiatus, and then like
that's true. Yeah,
our first tour on our new record, and then the tour got canceled, and now we're just kind of fucked for another year.
But let me upgrade your situation real quick. You guys were stuck in a spot where probably booking agents and managers were looking at your band in a kind of a weird light, but now everyone's in the same situation. So now you guys aren't really handicapped in any way.
Right. No, that was a grind, dude.
Oh, I can only imagine. I mean, we've been through the vocal change twice, and it almost killed us, but we never took a 2-year hiatus attached to it.
Yeah. No, like convincing people, like, hey, I promise we still have like at least a little bit of relevance.
No, I'm pretty sure everyone in Arrow's like, it's too bad about that Invent Animate. They really, they're gone. They're dead.
Yeah, that was a good ride.
Wow.
No, it's still a grind though. Like, I'm sure we took more of a hit than we know. We're just like taking it as we go. But at the same time, it's kind of given us a really good chance to focus on writing. And I realized like some things with Still World, we took a really calculated, rushed approach. Just like, how can we like make this happen, within this time frame? Because I know it seems like we should have been writing that entire 2 years, but that was a really hard 2 years with a lot of like different issues involved, personal. And when you're in a band and you expect to do stuff like that full time, and then the world ends, it puts you in a very personally weird situation. But
yeah, it does for sure.
Just kind of had to like step back. And now that I think it's good now because we're writing like some really true to ourselves and like a lot of self-inflection. I think that's for everybody. Everyone kind of like step back during this whole quarantine thing and like, found a little piece of themselves.
I am like kind of both. I think I found ways. I mean, I started a podcast. That's cool. I don't know if I'm seeing exactly what I wanted to see from it, but I did it.
Right.
No, I am. I need to not think of it that way. What I did want to see from it is a connection between communities, and I have gotten that. I wouldn't be sitting here catching up with you and talking with you, and I miss you as a friend, and I get that through this. Yeah, that's super valuable to me. But at the same time, like, I had to take off a lot of time from the coffee shop I worked at. I'm back at it now. Still, a part of me just feels like my life's on pause, and I really want to get out of that.
Yeah, I admittedly, like fully transparently, I put a lot of my identity is placed heavily within my band.
Oh, I think every band member does.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't. It feels weird to say that. Maybe it's not a weird thing to say, but
it's not. I think it's super normal. Maybe not a lot of people know that we feel that way, but we do.
Yeah. It might sound like egotistical or something, and it's not that at all. It's just like this is like a direct product of what I've created.
No, I personally, I know how you feel because I've been touring in the band for 9 years. 9 years of my life, I've been living in a van for 6 months out of the year. And now I don't have that. It feels weird.
Right.
That's just, you're not going to escape that.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to, I don't know, it's just kind of hard to like focus on like a weirdly normal life,
Yeah.
But, there's still, I feel bad for like, I feel lucky that we at least got like 3/4 of a tour out of our record, because like people are dropping records now too, like people. You guys are gonna drop a record during, I guess, I don't know, who knows, I don't know what you guys are doing.
I don't either, dude. I'm barely there.
I just don't know what I don't know when we're ever gonna tour again, and then we're definitely probably gonna release music at some point.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, we have to, right? Like,
but that's so weird to me. Not like touring.
I know that we're scared as hell. But then like as life keeps just pushing the boundaries, we're kind of having to come to terms with it and just maybe
Right. There's a lot of coping too. Like I think the music industry in general is kind of coping in a way.
Yeah.
Some people aren't, I'm sure. But from what I've seen, like I don't know. Just from what I've seen, like I'm sure there's like some understanding on a lot of fronts when things are weird like this. Like obviously bands are this is also like a under discussed topic publicly, but bands are like looking forward to album sales because album sales mean a lot, blah blah blah. And like a lot of album sales come from tours. And you know, that's taken away from everyone. So like the general bar, you know, is much lower. So I think in that way it's like fine, but there's just weird little things like that to think about as a musician, and it's like I don't know, it's all important.
I guess the way I'm just gonna think of it is like we don't have first week numbers, but neither does anyone else. So it's like
right, that's exactly it.
Maybe
so
the
like,
playing field is just lowered and even, and can't think of it. That, yeah.
Right. So I was gonna ask you how you feel about your release, your latest release, and how you feel about the record. Because I've asked Jesse this, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm like so stoked."
Yeah,
like,
we're all stoked. We're like for the first time in a very long time, I think Era is doing what Era is supposed to do. That makes sense.
I was telling him, just looking at everything I've seen, I felt like this is very this is a weird word to say, but the best way I could describe it is it feels iconic. And like that icon being Era, you know, like it feels like this bigger thing that is your band.
I'll
and
take
like,
that
with all the branding and stuff like that. And just
see, and I think most bands are supposed to be that. And for
Right.
a long time, Era just held on to the fact that we were these 5 dudes from Alabama who were friendly, but were decent at playing our instruments, and we just had this music. That has been Era for almost the entirety of our band, but I think now we have finally encapsulated what the icon is supposed to be.
Right.
Exactly. And I think we're also mixing our past and present and possibly future genres really well as well.
Yeah. I agree with that too. So
it's a blend of everything we've done and will do, which is really sick to me.
Mm-hmm. There is like a bunch of like blatantly, you know, I was before we even put out a record on a label or anything, me and Trey like sweated Era, you know. So we were like huge, massive fans. You know what I mean?
A couple of augment heads.
Yeah, well, dude, really Impulse.
Wow.
Impulse was like
chef's kiss. Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I don't know. Just hearing like stepping, because I get really annoyed when people are like, "Oh, you changed your sound, you did this," and sometimes bands blow it, and they do that. They like blatantly change their sound to try to like, you know, get some sort of notoriety out of it or whatever the case. And that's like when people don't do it for that reason and people still complain. Like I'm sure there's still people that exist out there that are like, "Oh, I miss Impulse." Like,
oh yeah, just go to Drift posting on Facebook. You'll see an influx of it.
Exactly. But that's all to say that like I think there is Impulse and I think there is Augment that exists on this new record for sure. Or everything I've heard. So that's very, very beast and exciting.
Yeah.
For me.
And I think that actually describes the feeling very well. I think a lot of bands can record something and they're almost nervous about the release, but I think we're all just excited for everyone to hear this music, and that's like a really, really good feeling.
Right. I was freaking out, dude, with Still World. And I've never done that. Not Still World, sorry. Greyview.
Yeah.
I feel like with our first 2 records, it was just like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just writing music that I like. And then for some reason, I was like, this is our 3rd record. I'm 24 now.
Yeah.
And like this, and you know, this is a really weird time where we haven't done or released anything in a really long time. And I don't know. I hope everyone likes it, or else I have to to figure some shit out.
I think you'll know. I mean, I went to you guys' Spotify the other day. I was trying to remember how to play the White Wolf riff, the do because I used to jam that on guitar.
Right.
So I pulled up y'all's Spotify, and I think only one song out of like their popular top 5 or whatever isn't from that new record, which is just, it kind of speaks for itself. Like people are just jamming the new stuff.
Yeah, I was really happy to like get a solid response from that.
Yeah. Marcus is great too.
Really weird.
He's awesome.
Have you been doing anything like different quarantine wise, or you just kind of just working at coffee shops, streaming?
Right now, I'm like full time back at my coffee shop, so it kind of just feels good to get back into a groove.
What's your streaming schedule like?
I don't have one, dude. I had one, and then it just took a shit when I started working again. So like now, I'm lucky. I'm lucky to get more than my Wednesday night podcasts.
Do you do it every Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, that would stress me out.
It can suck sometimes, but
it would only stress me out just because having to find people and like make sure it's filled. And
oh yeah, that's actually kind of getting to the easy part.
Oh really?
I have a lot of homies. I'm about to start branching out. So those who are watching now, you can actually tell me if you are excited about this idea. I'm thinking about having possible gear representatives, so like A&R reps from other companies or even manufacturers, to talk about the real insides of gear and from the perspective of people who make gear and stuff.
I think that's the move, dude.
Yeah,
that would be great. And like, notably Ibanez and stuff like that. There's some really cool people working at Ibanez.
Yeah.
Shout out Ibanez.
Shout out Mike Arrigo. He got a big shout out last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You got a bunch of Ibanez people on here, dude.
Yeah.
We're out here in full force.
And then I want to get a couple sound guys and some techs to just talk about the ins and outs of like guitar and what maintenance needs to be and like what you should be doing for your sounds to like help your front of house mix and stuff like that. So like,
yeah, I also think sound guys would be beasts. You need to get Connor on here one day, dude, and just talk about industry stuff.
Oh man, that's almost a topic I'm scared to get to though.
No, I know. That's like I've brought it up a couple times and I've been like, ooh.
Yeah.
Even.
I have like a notepad of like bullet points I usually hit on the podcast, and I think I've skipped music industry every single week because I'm just like, you know what?
It's a little scary, and it like, I don't know. This is a weird area.
It is.
It's like it's really hard to know what you're allowed to say sometimes, or like what is comfortable to touch on for another person you're speaking to. So it's like I don't know, it can be kind of weird.
Yeah,
for sure.
But at the same time, we're also kind of talking about it with first week sales and all that stuff. So it's like,
right.
I think as musicians, we're also used to like wearing a censor about what we say to people sometimes.
Right. I'm like personally, I feel like I might be more transparent than most people about stuff like that, you know. But I mean, we're a smaller band too, so it might help. But I don't know. I don't see the purpose in like hiding about it.
I don't even know where my band's at anymore. I think that's one thing quarantine gave me is the blindfold to what size my band might be. I have no We could play a show today and 30 people might show up. I don't know.
Have you guys discussed like doing a live, one of those live Twitch concerts? You know how fucking hard that is?
Yeah. We're talking about logistics. Who knows if that'll ever happen. Like, it's the logistics themselves are terrifying.
It blows. Yeah. I was streaming the other day and people were like, you should do that. And I'm like,
okay.
That's so hard.
Let me get a front of house and rig it into my laptop real quick.
Yeah. I just have to get a venue, a sound guy, a lights guy, I guess, for sure. And then I have to somehow send that into this Twitch stream.
Yeah, you should just play your album front to cover and all of you just pantomime it in your bedroom.
I won't even lie to you. We can't play like 3/4 of our songs. I don't remember them. I'm not lying to
okay, anybody. Well, that's also like something that's like that's probably the scariest logistic of doing that. It's like we also haven't played together in over a year. Like, what are you like? You're expecting me to show you my raw audio of guitar on these songs? Like,
yeah,
I'm way rustier on guitar than I normally ever am as far as playing era music.
Yeah, it would take. There's a lot of logistics involved, but it would take me quite a bit. I actually picked up my guitar because this whole time, like we were on tour, I broke my fucking arm. Didn't play guitar for forever.
Whoa!
And then, did you not know that happened?
No, I didn't hear about that at all.
Yeah, I broke my left collarbone.
Doing what? Tour. Skateboarding?
snowboarding on tour. Like, I'll never do it again.
Yeah, you gotta. There's risks, man. You can't.
Well, I was just so confident. I was like, I can do this.
Yeah.
I'm on tour. I'm crazy. I'm young.
We have a sound guy that's for a tour, maybe a couple tours. Ryan Enkenbauer out of Buffalo, New York. He's awesome. He skydives, and he would skydive on tour. And like in the back of my mind, I was like, what if he doesn't come back? Like,
yeah, skydiving on tour is something else. Dude.
Yeah, dude, legend.
That's crazy. What? That's something else.
I mean, skydiving in general is just a risk take, but
right. But yeah, so I was like, went from playing shows, and I flew home with a broken collarbone. Got home, got surgery, and I was just down for like 2 months. Didn't
so you're the only guitar player. So who played guitar?
Everyone on the tour. This was insane. This is unheard of.
When was this?
Silent Planet, Currents. So Chris Wiseman learned 2 songs. Our merch guy learned 2 songs, and then Mitch from Silent Planet learned 2 songs. This is a danger, and I'm on ears. We're on ears now, so they were like transferring packs and like.
Do you have any of those performances? I want to hear.
They're probably on YouTube.
That's sick.
What I'm worried about is Mitch being way better than me. He certainly was.
I mean, Chris too. Chris kind of sure.
Oh yeah, Chris is nasty. They actually all were. Our merch guy is actually so sick of guitar, just low key about it. I was like, well, you guys are doing better anyways. I don't really need to be there. They only played like 3 shows before the tour got canceled after that anyways. But yeah, man, I just didn't play any guitar for like nearly 3 months. Like of course I didn't do like physical therapy because I don't have health insurance. That doesn't really come with being in a band. And they were like, yeah, it's like $900 a session. And I was like, yeah, I'll just physically figure it out myself. How about that?
Yeah, I mean,
and
we are in 2020. I mean, you can look up like physical therapy motions on YouTube, and
I could literally Google broken collarbone, how to be normal again.
And some jackass on YouTube and Scrubs be like, this is what you're gonna do. Yeah.
Right, exactly. I didn't do that, but my arm's pretty good. I've got good range of motion.
There you go.
But yeah, I just didn't play guitar or anything, and then I forgot all our songs. And now I'm just like, damn, dude. And then I went straight to writing. So I couldn't imagine what I would sound like if I tried to play.
Well, I had Bob on the podcast. I think he was episode 2. So it's been a while.
Right. I saw his episode. His is funny because he's like sitting on a porch with his phone.
It's awesome. I loved it. Yeah, I love it too.
It's very personal.
And even though he has the shittiest microphone, probably his voice alone just shattered the subwoofers of everyone across the nation. Yeah. I play for Paper King. But basically, I mean, Bob hasn't toured with the band in years, and he was telling me what it was like to do that live performance, and he said it came back to him. So I think, yeah.
It would happen. It just takes a little bit of.
It's just like what I was talking about earlier. There's like an anxious cloud that comes with this kind of stuff that looms over you.
You mentioned your Kemper earlier, and I wanted your chat to know that you potentially have the best Kemper tone in all of metalcore.
Wow,
I really do believe that. I really do.
That's insane. I can't help but smile on that one, but I'm actually thinking about leaving it behind pretty soon.
Oh, dude, what do you got that rev back there, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to be the modern metalcore player that plays tube heads again. I'm gonna see if I can do it.
We just got past that, though. We just.
I know. Like, but I never got to do it.
Right.
I was the bass player in the band when Era was playing 5150s live, and I even remember. I think it was the Sumerian 10-year tour. One of the last shows on tour, my Kemper malfunctioned. My Kemper has a weird malfunction that like it's just always there. It's like Kemper cancer. It's just always going to be there. It chooses when it's going to do it.
What does it do?
It just kind of ceases to exist for one show. It just won't turn on like in that 5 minutes that I need it to turn on for like changeover. Right. And then it's like, have fun figuring this one out, asshole.
Too bad. I just got a Kemper.
I played Nick from Bad Omens 5150 with like this was like last minute. I played his 5150, and all he had on his pedal board was like some useless shit that I never would use. But I ripped that show. It felt so good to play through that thing.
Yeah, as much as I like love that the digital world is very easy and fun, and I love to not touch a pedal ever in my life. I do like openly admit that it just feels more responsive and like
which Kemper is the closest to me out of experience.
Right. Right. It still just has this like I don't know. Yeah. Feels like there's just a small veil right over it, you know. Yep. Whereas as soon as you plug into an amp and you chug, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, but then there's also like the nuances. Like after you play digital for such a long time, there's like you're like, what are these noises in between my notes? Like when you're playing a real, like you're like, I don't. What is this?
Just like an unnatural noise gate that you're using. Probably using. But maybe you can run it through the effects loop of the Kemper.
Okay, if you want to hear my rig right now, my streaming rig is way overly complicated, but it's because
I'm down.
Me being the bedroom guitar player I am this year. I have the rev head, the rev pedal, my drop tune pedal. That's all in the front of the amp. And then in the effects loop, I have a pedal board and my Kemper. And then that's routed to a cab in my room and my studio monitors into my interface.
Wow.
Which is what's so cool about that head is that
mine is a Scarlett 2i2 into a Nolly Neural.
And you're done.
Pretty beast, if you ask me, dude.
You're done.
That's actually what our tone is on the record. Can you believe that?
Nolly Neural is sick. I believe that 100%. I think the tone on our last 2 records are just STL.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was. I was like really like a little bit nervous about not going with like an analog amp because that's just like
it's outdated, dude.
Right. They're too good at it now.
Which, I mean, the only way, like, you would still do it the same way. Like, you just want your solid DIs, right? Right. And then, like, back when we recorded with Brian Hood, we would record our DIs through some shitty plugin, and then he would just slam them through an amp in the next room. Yeah. So he would just take the DI. Yeah. So.
Those are funny days. I wanted to compare our G sharp string gauges. Do you know yours?
My gauge?
Yeah. Do you know what do you put on the top of your G sharp? You guys play G sharp?
Like the lowest string?
Yeah.
68.
68. All right, that's pretty close.
You're 74.
I use a 70.
Oh, yeah, it's super close.
But people are a lot of people come to me and they're like, dude, like that's too thick. Like you don't have any like twang. Like I don't know, dude.
No, those people are idiots. Let me go ahead and call them all out.
Well, there's a couple of bands I think of. I'm sure you've toured with have you toured with After the Burial?
Yeah, a number of times. I don't know why.
Have you seen their top string ever?
No, it's like nothing.
It's nothing, but they are so tight live.
Yeah,
unbelievably. And I'm like, how do you get away with that?
Well, that's where extended scale can come in handy too, though. And I think he has,
right.
Yeah.
They probably play on like 20 or 35s.
Yeah. Well, so when I first joined Era and I moved over to guitar, I found out Jesse was playing 68s on a 6-string for A sharp, and that shit will give you a fucking hand cramp. Like, why were we doing that? So then I imposed the idea of moving to 7 strings with 68s, and now our 6 strings are in 62, and it's a lot more comfortable.
The highest string, I think the highest string I use is usually an 11, which is tighter than what I would expect.
Ours is a 10 or a 9. Yeah.
I feel like y'all kind of flex out a little bit more than we do.
Yeah, but
I don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, that's not my.
Yeah, we're always tapping on cleans.
Static. Right. That's exactly it. But everyone always asks me about Keaton string gauge, and I just never know.
Right.
So I actually wrote it down, and you made that joke.
70. Yeah, that's just like what picks do you use? Let's just go ahead and get that one out of the way.
I got one right here. I use this.
Ooh, nice.
You guys.
Nice. camera.
Yeah, it's not really working.
No, it's working.
It's a Tortex Flow. I use the point. I actually used to, so I still have. Of course, everyone knows the trusty old Jazz 3s. And most people use those now. I feel like I really. So I was into these, and then I moved to the Jazz 3 XLs. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, maybe.
If you
I
know,
don't know. No.
there's just like a big version of the
Okay.
Jazz. And then I switched to like a slightly thinner pick. And I was like, dang, this like gives me a lot of snap. It feels like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And it like talks to me when I'm just raking. I don't know.
I like a thinner pick now too.
But I don't know who convinced me to play with a thick giant pick for all these years. Also, I have a really bad habit. I feel like I've never told anyone. Trey knows it probably. But I grew up because I was a metalcore guitarist. I grew up playing, holding my pick like this.
Trash.
And I would use it to tap between things, like a nerd. But now the past like 3 years, I've been having to relearn how to hold a pick correctly.
Hey man, to each their own, brother.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, if Marty Friedman can play guitar the way he does, I think anyone can play guitar.
Right. There's people who could probably play with their thumb or something,
Yeah,
and get away with it.
I have a hard time with students sometimes because they're like, "Hey, what's the right way to do this?" I'm like, "Well, there really isn't one, but I'll tell you how I managed to do it my way."
Right. I think I did a lesson. One time, and this person had also done a lesson with Jason Richardson, and I was like, "Oh, okay. What can I possibly show you?"
Well, and that gets hard too because there might be a lot of contradictory stuff. You know what I mean? It's like you tell him, and he's like, sure. "Well, Jason told me to do this," and you're like, "Oh."
Yeah, that was one thing. He like asked me like how I hold my pick, and I showed him, and he said that Jason was like, "No, you just need to like grip it and ball, and just like it gives you more control." I'm like, I don't know. I hold mine like pretty loosely. A lot of people do the pinky down.
Well, it actually depends on what part I'm playing. Now I hold it like
you're a pinky down guy, right?
Well, it depends.
Okay.
If I'm a hybrid picking now, all my shit's tucked.
Yeah, that's that fancy picking.
There's a couple. If I'm doing like some really, if I'm doing some like intense string skips, I anchor with my pinky.
Dude, I suck at string skipping. That's like, another secret.
Well, hybrid picking will make you better at that because you don't have to worry about it.
If you know Nocturne, that song of ours.
I think that's one of my favorites.
Okay, well, beast. That first riff that comes in with the fast drums over it.
Yeah.
That's a string skipping part. And I attempted for a while to learn how to hybrid pick that top string. But the picking pattern is too much for my wee little brain.
Feeble mind, yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
There's no way in hell.
Man, I haven't even looked at our bullet points yet. We're coasting, chilling, being homies.
Yeah, dude. Tell me what you got. What we got on there?
Let's see.
I did write one thing down, and it was my strings.
Because you thought it was weird. You should try 68. Yeah. You might like them.
I probably would. I don't think I care that much. That's the thing about I think I'm glad people do care about gear and stuff. I think I'm just so lenient, but that might mean I suck.
No, I think you just you don't know any better, right? Because you're not trying anything else.
Right.
So I toured with my first guitar tour with Era was with Glass Cloud. So I was watching Josh.
He's a nerd with it.
I was watching him play his 9 strings with that dude also plays the thinnest gauge strings on a 9 string.
Yeah.
But he would demonstrate the value in thinner strings give you more clarity. It just does. That's just tied to each other. Mm-hmm. And that's where scale length comes into play. If you can manage to get thinner strings from your scale length, you have more clarity in your guitar playing. So it's just
right.
But there's also middle grounds. Like I did a podcast episode with this dude named Dan from the UK who's just like a monster down picker, just like everything he does. He refuses to play thin picks at all. So it's just it's just like yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think any way is the right way for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Do
you I said you guys use Pitchfork or something?
The Digitech drop now. The Pitchfork it doesn't cut it for me. The Digitech drop is the best I've found for sure.
Yeah. So what tunings do you guys move to? I know there was G sharp and A sharp, maybe.
So we have 6 strings for A sharp, 7 strings for G sharp, and then we shift down the 7 strings for F sharp.
Oh, okay.
And then that's not
too bad of a jump either.
No, it's a whole step. Yeah, we do have one song in drop F, which we'll do with it. And then do we have like a tuning where we tune our like 4th string up a half step, but we just do that manually? Yeah, it's whatever.
That's just annoying for live. That me and Trey have to like remind ourselves when we're writing songs not to do anything stupid like that.
Oh, you best believe we've started songs with that string in the wrong tuning.
Oh yeah.
And
you're like, oh fuck.
And then the one guitar player panically like turns around back to his amp and tunes it real quick and comes back into it. Dude, I'll never forget. We started a song, I think it was in Europe, but Jesse left his drop tune pedal off, and I left my tuner on, and so
it was just Jesse
in the wrong tuning. So yeah, good times. It's always those small little things that you always forget about.
We have a A to G sharp, which is just what is that, like a full step? I don't know.
A to G sharp.
Yeah.
So a half step.
Yeah, so it's just a half step. So we use that for bass. We do a half step on bass so he doesn't have to switch guitars every time. And he all the time
forgets,
doesn't do it. And you know what a fucking half step sounds like?
It's awful.
It is so bad.
Have you ever listened to Rings of Saturn, dude?
Right. It's all half steps. And it's bass too, so you're just like
right. It's super
something's really fucked up, but I don't know what it is.
Like your head just starts being weird, but you don't know why. Like you can't really hear what's happening. That's funny.
Dude, I've talked about this so many times, but I'll never think about Utah the same because of this. But we played a show in Utah, and Trey's ears went out during dark, and so he lost click. And like I didn't know what to do, so I didn't stop it. I feel like you never stop it. That's too weird. So we tried to grind it out. There's a video on YouTube. I'll send it. Of
course, there's only videos of YouTube during those moments.
It is embarrassing, dude. Yeah. It is the worst thing. And that song is very, I don't know. It's a very tight song, and it was just garbage. It's literally, when I think about that, I want to like throw up.
Yeah.
That was the worst moment I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
I literally didn't look at the crowd. I was like, I can't look at you guys. This is too bad.
You're just staring at your feet, blowing it, and refusing to acknowledge the fact that it's happening.
Literally.
I know those moments. Yeah. I've had those moments for sure. Okay.
That's my least favorite feeling. Anyways, where are you getting at?
Tell me about young Keaton learning guitar. What bands he was ripping, what really got you into playing the instrument itself.
Right. So, interesting. I never, so like, I feel like most people learn guitar by learning songs, or they learn theory, like one of the two.
Yeah.
I never got into like learning things and didn't really understand tabs for a really long time. So what I would do is just like, fun. I started a band as soon as I got a guitar, which is hilarious.
That is like, amazing.
There's probably recordings of it. I'm not kidding. You know the Rock Band USB microphones?
Yeah.
Rock Band has microphones that you plug into your PlayStation.
Yeah.
They also give you signal on a PC. Funny story. You plug those into a PC and hang it up in the garage while your band's playing.
Oh my god.
You have a whole song, dude.
You have
And
a
it's
whole
not
lot
that
of
bad.
garbage. It's not that bad. Like
Yeah.
the sound quality is like okay.
No, it was fucking garbage. It
Oh,
was
okay.
actually horrible.
Okay.
But
yet it
yeah,
probably sounded about
listening
as
back to
good
that,
as people like home recording themselves to a Pod HD back in the day. Because
right.
those,
So I kinda, I stuck myself because I didn't understand how to play guitar or anything like that. I stuck myself into you remember bands like Number 12 Looks Like You or,
okay,
those, weird they just play chromatic
all
notes?
right,
I was like, "I can't make it sound right, so I might as well just,
own
try to
it.
do what they're doing."
Wow.
Yeah, so I'll
How
just
did
hit
you get
notes
where you're at now?
dude, I have no fucking clue. But
Wow.
anyways, eventually I got into, normal music and, how I got a guitar, it was, Christmas one year, and me and my friends were playing Rock Band, and we all were like, "Yeah, we're gonna start a band one day." Rock Band taught us how to, do that. Rock Band taught our drummer drums. That's the same for Counterparts. I don't know if you've heard that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Counterparts drummer is, one of the best Rock Band
yeah,
drummers on the
yeah.
planet,
I do know that story.
which is funny. I think Rock Band taught a lot of people drums
Well,
on a basic
that's
level.
that's closer to playing the real instrument for sure.
Right. No, you will learn nothing playing Rock Band guitar.
Well,
But,
so I did mention the other day. There's this dude who I taught lessons to. He has a pretty good Instagram following, but he learned guitar through Rocksmith, which is like where you actually play the guitar,
oh, right,
and
right.
he shreds like it's insane. I think he's like
I'm
18,
sure
and he's just ripping.
it teaches you, on probably on some sort of a theory level, so that's,
Well,
probably
as
not a
far as
learn.
tightness goes, you're pretty much playing to a click and being graded on it. So,
Right, right,
yeah,
right. But, yeah, so my mom bought me a guitar, funny, an Ibanez Geo. It was an all-in-one package,
right.
came
Oh,
with a
came with an
little
amp.
shitty
Ugh.
yeah, a little shitty amp.
You know, I'll
I
go
liked
ahead and call Ibanez out on this one. They did not crush the amp game.
it. Yeah, it wasn't the best thing ever. It got me by, and I kept the volume on 10, you know what I'm saying? But,
So that the
yeah,
USB
that's
mic
pretty
could
much where
hear
I
it.
started. That's pretty much where I started, and eventually I, started trying to learn riffs by ear, and, uh and after that, I just wrote songs with my shitty band, wrote really, really, really bad songs, and I wrote really bad songs until I met, people who didn't. So I wrote horrible songs until I joined Invent, and then the first song with Invent I wrote was Half-Life, which is still not a great song, but,
But how did you get
uh,
through that?
I don't really know, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like as soon
Like
as I
who
placed
would hear your
myself
shitty songs, be like, dude, join our band? Like, how does that go
well, it's
about?
just 'cause I could play guitar, and I think I did join playing bass. And I
Okay.
was functional. I could
Yeah.
they could teach me how to play the parts, and I could do it.
Yeah.
Um, and at the time, I could, probably the only song I've ever learned all the way through is "Whitewashed" by
Okay.
ABR.
Great song. Yeah.
Other
It's
than
a
that
solid one.
yeah. So by that time, I could probably rip through "Whitewash," maybe, not cleanly. But it's weird. I would recommend that to anyone, which isn't available to everyone, but, I don't know, as soon as you place yourself around people who, give a fuck
Yeah.
and actually, want to try, it really motivates you. And for some reason, it just instantly turned me around as a better writer. And I don't really have an explanation for that other than just having to step up to someone else's level.
Right. I mean, you kind
You
of
know
place yourself in a fight or flight moment of playing guitar, I
exactly,
guess, which is cool.
exactly.
That's awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
I
So
was
this
not
is
up to
very
snuff when I started playing guitar in Era. I was playing bass for 2 years. I think I sold all my guitar equipment.
mm,
Um, there were like months where I was just locked in my room, just like brain dead, just riffing Era songs on guitar over and over and over and over.
right.
And even that, like if I go back and watch videos of me on that tour, it probably would still drive me crazy just because now I'm touring on it and like I feel way better as a
Mhm.
guitar player than I ever did. But like,
Right. And that was probably a big push, and
huge, yeah.
that stuff's not easy. I probably can't play a lot of Era songs
What's
straight up.
funny is like
I mean,
even the old stuff is still so much easier to me now. Because I think it's a mentality.
Right.
Um,
and you've probably already nailed it into your brain a good bit as well.
Yeah.
But now I don't know. Now you guys just hit weird notes that are harder to remember, and
all over the fretboard, all over the
every
strings.
every sliding part is like boo, you know.
Yes, it is like that.
You guys are doing a bunch of that stuff.
Yep, true.
It's so easy to just not hit those sometimes. So easy to miss long slides like that.
Yeah, it is. I agree.
But yeah, so that's kind of my step through with guitar. It's not like some, I don't know. I never really know what to tell people about like learning guitar, other than like what I would have done. What I should have done is like learn theory. Like, just please start off with theory.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just, because that makes any like real guitarist I've seen, not to discredit anyone, like Jesse somehow he's a special case. Doesn't know shit about theory and somehow knows how to like navigate in ways I don't understand. Also doesn't write in a conventional setup. He like puts things on Guitar Hero or something.
He's Guitar Hero. Yeah.
Or I mean, Guitar.
He programs it into the video game, and then that's how he
Yeah.
writes it. No, Tablet. He uses this ancient crap software called Tablet.
Yeah, very weird. That what I'm getting to is that's like an exceptional case, and yeah, I think what I should have done is like formerly probably got lessons, and not metal is lifed it. But you know, you get somewhere either way.
Yeah, you do. I mean, you're killing it. Your songs are sick.
Appreciate it.
You can play them live. That's all that really matters.
What made you play guitar?
My dad was in a band.
Okay.
But I started on drums. I really wanted to be a drummer, even though he was a guitar player. And I went through like the drummer thing. I did drumline in high school and blah blah blah. But then, like you said, you find yourself in these groups of friends, but like you don't always have what you need growing up in high school. So we needed a bass player, so I picked that up.
That was all. You were from Alabama, dude.
Yeah.
That's not the easiest metal scene.
No, you didn't find many metalheads. Or, I mean, back then we were basically in an Under Oath cover band. We played like Taking Back Sunday type crap, but
is that kind of what you grew up on?
Yeah, Thrice is still one of the huge ones that I like really worked on guitar for. But yeah, Dustin said it too from August Burns Red. He was like, I just learned a bunch of different instruments because that's what we needed at the time, and that is what I did. I could probably play a song live on drums if I really worked at it. Like I could still do it.
I've seen you fiddle around on some
drums.
If I dynamic.
And then I took piano lessons, and that's just. I think I'm just a musician. Whoa. You know, like I'm definitely far better at guitar than I am my other instruments, but I could pull off the other ones if I needed to.
Right. I've also wondered if you write like some stuff for yourself ever.
Oh, I have an entire back catalog of crap that I'll never know what to do with.
Really?
Yeah.
Might as well do something, dude.
I know. Yeah.
Make a stream out of it. Just like mess around and play. Dude, is it like all pre-pro stuff, or is it just like?
A lot of it's just stuff that you know how when you pick up a guitar, you're just kind of playing the stuff that comes to your mind.
Fiddling.
Yeah, I have like I guess the best way to call it is like I have a back catalog of Guitar Center riffs that I'm just ready to whip out at any given moment.
Right. Kind of sync up with the drummer that's playing too loud in the other room.
Yeah, that stuff.
Write something with that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff like that. And then I do learn a lot of other band stuff. I typically don't sit down and like learn a full song front to cover, but like I know a couple riffs off of White Wolf because they were sick and I wanted to know how to play them and they're fun to play. Mm-hmm. I do that a lot.
Sick.
Like I just learned I always forget the name of his band. It's not Currents. It's Chris's other band.
Oh fuck.
Shadow of Intent.
If you wouldn't have asked me, I would have known that.
I know, yeah. That band rips, and I listened to one of their songs the other day, and I had to learn one of the riffs because it was just so sick. And I know that riff now.
It's crazy to me that he's like holding down 2 signed bands.
And I have no idea which one's going to take off first, if I'm going to be honest. They're both crushing it.
Currents is doing great.
Yeah.
Really. They're doing really good.
But then, like, Shadow of Intent is this new up-and-coming, like, band covering a genre that you normally wouldn't think of younger dudes to play in, and they're just crushing it, too. It's like they're really filling a void that needed to be filled, I think.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And it's sick. Like, even as, like, a dude who doesn't love that genre, it's super... Like, watching their, like, live music videos, it's like, what is this happening? This shit is crazy.
Have you talked to Chris on here yet?
I haven't. He's actually pretty highly requested. I'll get him on here.
He's a blast, man. He's a blast. I love that guy. He's so funny.
He's
subtly funny.
He's a hoot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, they're a special case, though, man.
Yeah.
Currents and Chris.
Well, so that being said, you said you learned whitewash, so August Burns Red was like a pretty big influence for you then, I'm sure.
Right. So it's like, pretty much everything from that area. So like, I actually wasn't really big into Under Oath. I was like anti like post, because I went from like, you mentioned you grew up on stuff like Taking Back Sunday and stuff. So I used to love that band. Like, I'm just not gonna go down the list, but that area.
Yeah.
Taking Back Sunday, all that is what I came up on. It was actually my sister. Listened to that growing up, so I kind of would just like hang out with her. She just loved music. She had big racks of CDs, like punk music and all that, and that's kind of what put me closer, I guess. That's like a stepping stone to metal at that time, and I started getting into like darker stuff, and eventually she bought me my first metal record ever, which was Silverstein, and it's Discovering the Waterfront.
That's kind of the Under Oath vibe, isn't it? Aren't they kind of close?
Right, it is.
Oh, okay.
It is. It's like very like emo-ish, post whatever. I'm not gonna try to put a name on it. Someone will correct me. But yeah, I went from that to like Chiodos, everything.
Yeah. So you just got engulfed in like the culture of that. Yeah, I get that.
Right. And it was like, I think as far as like learning things, it was all Parkway Drive, ABR, like the metalcore staple kind of riffs. I pretty much just dove into.
That's sick.
Started pouring outside.
Okay. I can't believe Ibanez was your first guitar ever. That's actually crazy.
Yeah, it is. My first guitar.
In an alternate universe, I guess, where you're just constantly having your collarbone broken by snowboarding, what would you be doing if you couldn't play music?
I don't like that question.
Yeah, no one does.
That's why I feel dark right now. It's because I'm sort of reminded of that. It's like,
I would be depressed.
You have nothing, dude.
Yeah.
You have nothing with it. And it's not really that. But sounds really, that's much darker than the reality of the situation. I think I would probably, I'm really interested in like home design, architecture.
It's funny. That's one of the best answers I've gotten on this question, but you hate it so much. That's the best part.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. When I was in high school, I was grinding, dude. There was like a threshold of students who got free entry or like automatic acceptance into certain colleges in Texas.
You were like grinding at being a student?
Yes, I was trying to go to college. I was trying super hard to go to college.
The word college was never in my vocabulary, I don't think.
Yeah, I was like super tight with my counselor. She was like helping me grind to get
You
there.
fucking nerd, dude.
Yeah, I was a nerd. I was like super nerdy at the time. And then I joined Invent. And then one day I went to my counselor. I was like, hey, is there any way I can graduate early and bail on everything we talked about?
Yo, I'm in this sick metal band. I got to get out now.
Yeah. So I pretty much just bailed on that. But
that's funny.
Yeah.
Is that what you were leaning towards, was architecture?
Yeah. I was going to go to A&M for architecture.
That's sick. I mean, my cousin did that. My cousin was the opposite of me. He grinded at school and he went to architecture college and.
Right. No, it's still like I would say it's a pretty creative field, or it can be.
Well, I know he got a job like really quickly after getting out of college, and he's been at that same job since. Right. And that's like kind of unheard of even in like America's economy then.
Right. So I'm like also I'm into art and all kinds of stuff. I'm into so many different creative fields, and like like interior design, even as simple as that. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be as far as like I love the idea of that. I obviously like have like a clothing brand thing I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Just anything where I can like I'm tired of just like holding stuff up there, you know. I'm like let's put that down somewhere.
Yeah.
So it'd probably be something like that for sure. So if I wasn't in the band, I guess I would either be currently an architect or something, or also like I love the idea of like flipping houses. That's
Yeah,
like
that's
such a
something I'm
cool.
trying to get into now. But now that so the girlfriend's parents do it and they're successful at it, but the dad is a contractor. So that having that in your pocket
Right.
is like
My
super key.
family, so I like for a while or I do it still, I just like lay floors when I really need money or something, and whatever I'm doing at the time is not holding me up. If like we have super long stretches between tours, I'll lay floors, so I'm a contractor for flooring.
Wow, cool.
Technically.
Yeah.
And my mom has sold floors her whole life, pretty much.
Her dad used to just build cabins from the ground up. So like
just like go knock down a couple trees and
I mean
log them up.
I think he would do everything but that. Like as long as he has materials, he can construct a house. Like
yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, it is insane. That's and like insane. I kind of like I get that I could get into flipping houses and that I have him as a connect, but like I don't know, that's such valuable information. I feel like he doesn't know its worth almost.
Right. Or I was talking to I forgot who I was talking to recently, but I was like people who have information don't want to give it, or like
well, right, like, yeah,
or like you feel like they need to earn that information, you know.
Well, he's not that way, but I think he has a lot of information that he thinks of as common sense to a level almost.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's how I feel. You know what I mean? So when I approach someone, I'm always like, I feel like, you know, I need to earn this, or like, I don't know. Sometimes it feels hard to ask people who have just put so much time into it.
Yeah, I get that. So we're leaning away from flipping houses. My girlfriend took the mentality and started flipping designer handbags.
Oh, nice.
And is crushing it. Like,
right, dude, there's a lot of stuff like that.
She's
like,
well, yeah, and now I'm looking at like maybe flipping pedals, like guitar pedals.
Right.
Because I'm seeing a market there.
I'm feeling it feels a little scummy flipping sometimes. You know what I mean? Because maybe you're taking away from someone who really wants it. But
dude, our whole life is flipping. What are you talking about?
Right. That's what, you know. We live in America.
The American dream is taking cheap crap from someone and giving it to someone else for way more money. That's literally the American dream.
Right. I once got a hold of some coins. Like some US
like gold doubloons from under an ocean treasure or something.
Dude, I know nothing about these coins. Don't get me wrong.
This sounds crazy.
I was tipped off on some information that I should heavily consider purchasing them. I bought 2 of them. Got a hold of 2 of them. They were like $80 a piece. This is such a rare occasion. Apparently, I just happened to like walk into this, and they all like I sent them to get graded. I got 2 coins with perfect scores. And like cards are popping, but they sold for $1,500 a piece.
That's so stupid.
I was like, there's someone out here right now that's just doing this all day.
Well, so she makes most of her money buying from the site that she also sells on. But I think the appeal of flipping music gear is the fact that I can actually find that. Like the fun in it is finding it at like local music stores,
right?
Or like Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, or like local thrift stores. Like that's like you're not gonna find a Louis Vuitton bag in a thrift store. Like it might happen, but it's not happening in Alabama. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I don't know anywhere that I'm sure the cashier buys it. You know,
yeah,
the people who put it are gonna get. You know,
but I can find some pretty sick stuff, music related,
in
places like that.
I know. I have a friend who does makes a lot of money. He has a website for like vintage clothes.
Yeah.
So he'll go and like buy what he thinks is worth something, you know, and there's a whole market for it.
Yeah, there's the vintage clothes thing is a little wild to me right now because it's like to me it just looks like all the old shit I could get out of my dad's closet at any time.
Right.
And people are charging like an insane amount of money for it.
Right, and it's working.
It is working. Hey, it's a market for people. I'm not the demographic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I would I want to talk more with you about flipping houses one of these days, because I'm like super into that idea. It takes a lot of like, I know people who build, just from my family being in this business, I know people who build like subdivisions and stuff like that. Like,
yeah, so
you just have to learn how to like acquire that line of credit, and
Well, right, the entire profit from flipping houses is all within real estate. So that's the market that you have to like accustom yourself with, because you have to be able to buy the houses that are worth money for low prices. Mm-hmm. And the thing is like when like we bought a place to live in, like we're homeowners now, and a lot of it, we looked at a lot of houses with a flipper's mentality of like, let's buy this house and put this money into it and fix it up. But there's a lot of houses that like you can't put money into because maybe the foundation is fault. Like there's like those niche little problems.
It's risk too.
Yeah,
it's always a risk. And if your first one fucks up, it's like it's so hard to get out of that.
Yeah.
But you bought the house that you're in?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a 3-bedroom townhouse, and it admittedly we put more money into it than we were planning on, but we didn't have to put much money into it. Like it was already nice.
Yeah, I mean even houses that are like not necessarily flippable, rent is always after a certain amount of time, rent can be much more expensive than the mortgage.
Dude, my mortgage is half the price of what I was renting since I moved out, pretty much.
Right. And so in a couple of years, you could refinance and then rent.
I'm not even going to do that. I'm just going to pay this place off and sell it and make a bunch of money back because the property value is going up. You know what I mean? It's like being a homeowner is sick. You just got to be able to get the mortgage.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, I'm renting. I'm 24, and this is my first apartment away from my parents' house. That's what it's like to be in a metal band. But
not wrong.
Yeah, I feel bad about it. I feel really bad about renting.
Like throwing that money away.
Yeah. So like right now I'm already like scheming. I'm like, next year we have to buy a house because this is like so stupid. In LA, people like lease cars. You know about that? I didn't know they did that. It's like very common for people to lease them instead of purchase them.
Yeah.
So they're renting cars essentially.
Yeah.
That blows my fucking mind.
I hate cars. I hate having to own one. I hate having to pay insurance on something that like I hate everything about them.
Right.
I've always driven a piece of shit my whole life because I'm never willing to put too much money into a car. Mm-hmm. And when it craps out, I'll buy another piece of shit and I'll drive it till it craps. Like I just.
Right.
I get.
Do you guys own a van or do you rent?
Van?
Remember. Yeah.
We've always owned.
Okay, you've always owned. I know a lot of bands that do that too. They just rent vans.
Yeah, it's hard to wrap our and we're struggling now because I think we're growing to the point to where we need to do like a bigger rental situation. Mm-hmm. But like the money is insane to us because we've never had to pay anything.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Think, a lot of people are doing those bandwagons. Those like big. They look like fucking box trucks.
What? I think they're like $400 a day. Like I don't.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, I don't know.
like, why are you doing that?
Destroy our band,
dude.
That's hilarious. We're also just now. This is kind of offbeat, but we've been renting gear for a long time. We're about to purchase our own ears rack, dude. You know how exciting that is?
I know how expensive it is too.
Yeah, it's over for us, but
yeah, you ain't buying shit, buddy. You ain't getting a house.
Yeah. No. So yeah, we're buying that, and that's just like the most exciting purchase to me in so long. Because we did our first tour with it, and I was just like, oh my god.
It's sick.
Had to have stuck before.
The ears is my baby in the band. Like I'm the one that sets it up and takes care of it. And
no, dude, routing those things is a fucking nightmare. Because the one we're buying is actually the one we rented. and like we routed it specifically for us. We rented it from a guy who owns a studio here.
Oh, the one you're buying is literally the one that you rented.
The same one.
Okay.
And
it's not the same brand. It's the same exact
rig. Yeah. Okay. I was like, I refuse to like.
It's a skill. Like you get good at in-ears, and it stops being a problem. And even people with more knowledge than you will come in and look at your rig and be like, "This is all wrong and stupid." And then
it's just like, as of right now, it's like a half or like a 3/4 rig.
Yeah,
it's very functional, but we could use more outputs and stuff like that for sure down the line.
Like our rig was expensive, but I'm gonna have to do like a detachable multi-pin snake. Like there's things about it that could be better, and
that big thing that like twists. Yeah, we need that too, because we, it's very vulnerable to have those, that big thing hanging out of the front of your rack that someone could just kind of fuck you over for. And also, it feels bad that if any XLR in an ears rack went out, that something weird would happen.
Yeah, but so how are y'all mixing your ears?
It's X32. Is that what it is? X32 rack?
Yeah, but how are you physically mixing them?
The app, I guess.
Okay.
Right?
Well, so the cool thing about the app is that it shows you which levels are blown or whatever. So it's actually it's pretty fast to diagnose. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I'm like, which one is not showing up on the bar, and they're like this one, and I just flip it real quick, and it's like,
right. Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's
in-ears being an app is crazy.
Yeah,
no, like it's really sick. Like we're in 2020 for sure. Yeah. But there's nothing more frustrating than trying to slide that bar like mid song. Like you're playing your song, looking at the cab, and you're trying to just dial this bar up like a butt hair, and then you crank Jesse's vocal on accident, and you just ruin your whole set.
I don't take any vocal.
I don't either. I was just being facetious.
Yeah. I don't take any vocal.
Yeah, tell me about your in-ear mix, man.
Yeah, I don't like vocal. I don't really care that much about overhead because I feel like it takes away from the click for me or something. I don't know. And it like adds a lot of shell sound that sometimes I don't want to hear.
Have you used an ambient mic?
No.
Game changer, dude.
Loud mic?
Yeah, it's just a mic pointed right at the front of house. It's so sick.
I know.
I had never experienced it, and then we had a sound guy that had one for the band he was working for already, and he's like, I'll just patch it into your rig every night. Oh, it was so sick. I had it literally maxed out every night. I just wanted to hear the crowd in the front of house.
I usually pop my ear out because...
I do too, and it's terrible for you.
For those who don't understand what we're talking about, your in-ears block out quite literally everything ever. So you're kind of just playing... kind of just hear your band and you can't hear the crowd.
How much do you love your in-ear tone though?
I actually don't like it.
Yeah, it's awful. I hate it more than anything else on the planet.
I was so worried you were gonna say yours. I was like, no, it's mine. No, I fucking hate it, dude.
Yeah, dude, you just complimented me on my Kemper tone, but if you heard it through in-ears, you'd throw up because it's the grossest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah, it was weird to get used to because I was like, does my tones suck fucking ass? Is that why this sounds like this?
It's just, I think you can pay the same amount of money you pay for an entire in-ear rig for like sick ultimate ear 10 driver. I think you can do that, but that'll never be worth it to me. Like,
no, I'm surprised do you guys have like an ear company or anything?
Yeah.
You could probably get one if you
don't.
No,
we do. We have one, but...
Okay. Yeah, gotcha.
I think it's not them. It's the fact that I don't think in-ears will ever sound what I want them to. So I'd rather just not even wrestle with like a relationship than just pop one ear out of my head. Right. You know? Like, it's just like...
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm using just like some Sures still, dude.
They sound better than the custom molds I have.
Really?
Yeah.
I have the 415s or something. Just whatever ones.
Yeah. It's because like the lower quality is basically just emulating like regular headphones opposed to actually breaking them up into drivers. Right. So like the lower end multi-driver in-ears that you can get don't sound as good as like skull candy earphone. Like it's just like
Yeah. The headphones our rig actually came with, or like I guess the wireless packs comes with them or something.
okay, yeah.
I like got used to my tone on that for a while because I had ordered these because I broke my other ones, and I was like, and I moved to these like way more expensive ones.
And you're like, what
And I
the
was
fuck is this crap?
like,
Yeah, dude.
this is like fucking shit.
Yeah,
Dude.
yeah.
No, it is a dream though, dude. I don't know. That's the best thing that's happened to.
But I mean, your band improves. Like your front of house mix just skyrockets because you're all on a click. You can all hear each other perfectly clear.
Right.
It's like it's sick.
We're going next time we tour, whenever the fuck.
2027.
Yeah, we're gonna buy an interface that has like a fail-proof system, and we'll dual laptop it. You know what I mean? So 2 laptops run on the same time.
That sounds insane and unnecessary to me, but okay.
Hear me out. Our laptop has failed live before in front of Ibanez, so let's not.
In front of Mr. Ibanez himself.
Yeah, the man. But yeah, it's just a fail-safe. So if one fails, like in less than a second.
So do you have to run 2 rigs at all times?
Yeah. So and there's a MIDI controller that connects to both of your computers.
Okay, I get that, but when you start programming lights too, like I don't know, man. You're gonna. I mean, I guess you're being safe, and I can't like you. I should be talking you into being safe and precautious, opposed to talking you out of it. But like,
someone told me about it, and it's not that much more. We already have 2 laptops with the sessions.
I guess you have guitar backed up. Like for us, if our laptop fails, we just stop it, and the most we're missing is like some chimes, like some doo-doo-doo-doo, like yeah.
Admittedly, chat, we're missing our entire set.
No, don't admit that because that's not what's happening. God.
No, there is another guitar though. You know,
there is another guitar. There is another guitar, not your whole fucking set.
Some clean stuff. No, I don't mind being a little funny about that. I don't play live. What are you guys talking about? If that the computer goes out, it's over. The band's over.
I've seen it happen. I've seen some bands with their computer go out, and all of a sudden the sound stops. Yeah,
it's like, oh, you guys don't have anything. You guys weren't doing anything this whole time.
Jesus. Let's You're getting in ears. That's good. It's good. Let's talk about. Let's go back to. Actually, well, that kind of goes into Gear Zone. So, what are you playing? What were you playing live? What was your amp?
Kemper.
Okay, because we talked over FaceTime at one point about Kemper, right?
Right. Yeah. So I switched to Kemper. I do all my patches through Kemper. You know, even the down tune, but I only do half a step. In their pitch.
Some people prefer the down tune on Kemper than the pedal that I use. So
it has a lot of latency. I will say that. Yeah. I don't know if that's like common. It's probably common across all the. You know,
it's not ever going to be seamless.
Of what it's doing. But there is like, you know, you hit it and it's like not instant response when you tune it down. But you just kind of get used to that sort of thing.
I rather that than like I was using the Pitchfork for a while and there's like it like wobbles. And I hate that shit. That shit drives me crazy.
Right. Yes. That's all attached to our MIDI track, like a lot of people. So like I just don't touch pedals at all, just like auto switches to my clean tones and stuff like that.
I'm a tap dancer, dude. I still
you touch
I still manually activate my lead channel.
I've just never done that, so I don't know how the fuck to do it. So I'll just pass on that. There's too much pressure anyways to get to the lead. I don't know.
It is a whole every tour I have to like actually worry about changing my patches live. It is like another step for sure. But we haven't figured out how to program both guitar players and Jesse's singing, so
right. I think there's definitely a way to do it, but you guys are using Axe Effects and Kemper, huh?
I'm gonna get Jesse to Kemper soon, I think.
Yeah. I think as long as it would be hard every MIDI change you would do on Kemper would have to match his, and his would either have to do nothing or like change accordingly if he had. Wait, okay. It would be so that you can do patch changes, right? You're never gonna do that though. You're just a analog.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty soon. I'm moving old school.
Right. So I guess it works for you guys, but I think on the Kemper, I think I use that diesel amp. I forgot what it's called.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like that.
I mean, if you like my tone, it's on the Kemper Rig Exchange. I never built my own. I mean, it's a really warped version of what it used to be, but it's just the Paul Reed Smith Archon off of that website.
Yeah, I might mess around with that.
Yeah, grab that one.
Same guitar. Also, I think we both agree that that's the best guitar on earth. That Prestige behind you.
The RGD.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that black one.
It's kind of my favorite guitar they've ever sent me still, which I hate to say because they've sent me other guitars since. But I want to.
That was the first one I got.
I really want to stop playing it, but I can't.
Dude, they put out. I was looking at. I've just kind of kept up over time what they've been putting out. They put out a silver one that I loved, but it was silver. I was like, I just can't. I wish like it wasn't silver.
The new FRs are really sick to me.
That's the one that looks like a Telly, huh?
Yeah, but the FRs, like the uppercut kind of versions, are like it's that guitar with a Telly hump on it. But then they also put like Les Paul inlays on, like they're black squares opposed to like dots or anything.
Yeah,
I've
been looking. I definitely.
They're sick, but with the problem with any Ibanez, like I can already name like 12 people who have it and are playing it, and then like.
Right. I really, I blew it, but I wanted one of the Talmans. I don't know.
The AZs are way better in my opinion.
Are they?
Yeah.
I think the Talman was just cheap, and like
they had prestige versions of them.
I'm obviously not gonna like buy it or not. I'm not gonna put that guitar on my contract or whatever with Ivan or whatever the fuck, and so I would have to buy it.
I guess I would put an AZ on my contract for sure. Those things are so sick.
Yeah. I just need more guitars in general. So like we just changed too many tunings too many times. So and I don't have like a solid backup for certain tunings. Like like my drop A G sharp tuning needs a backup.
I'm kind of jealous of you though because when you load your trailer, you have like what at most 3 guitars.
I lost audio for a second. What'd you say? Sorry.
When you load your trailer, you have at most like 3 guitars.
Oh yeah, right.
Dude, our guitars now take up more than like our cabs do, like more space.
You need to get one of those big ass absurd racks.
Boats?
Yeah, like the huge boats that like
Born of Osiris has one of the craziest guitar boats I've ever seen. And I teched for them on a tour, so I know my way around that boat very well.
Really? Did they have it all LED lit up and
stuff? It's just what it looks like. It looks like half of a trailer. Like you just wheel it out of the trailer and it's crazy. It's crazy. Bands are crazy, dude.
But I'm sure they also have someone who carries that up the 3 stairs at
the poor fucking venue workers that are bummed every time Boo's bandwagon rolls up.
Oh man. I don't know how people pick those things up. And like the big drum ones too.
The drum boats, yeah.
I don't know if you guys have one, but we don't have anything that massive at all.
Yeah.
We actually got rid of cabs too. We're just like, fuck that. No reason.
Yeah, I miss them. We're not using them right now, but I do miss them.
I know what you mean. I think I miss them too. The front row just kind of gets shit on otherwise a little bit.
So, well, it takes away from that feel we were talking about, like using a real amp.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
dude, bass cabs were huge.
Literally
feeling it. Oh yeah, no one wants to bring that up.
Yeah, no
one on earth. But I don't know. I really miss like feeling the rumble in my feet, dude. Sometimes the subwoofer's under the stage, and you kind of get a little.
Oh yeah, there's some venues specifically I can like probably name that like the subs are like too strong, and you like almost lose your footing when it goes into the breakdown. Yeah. Like that 808 hits, and you're like
the whole band.
your everyone's feet simultaneously just sweep out. Yeah.
Dang,
so there's a section on the podcast where we talk about video games. We've already kind of touched up on that, but I mean, you're streaming on Twitch and you're mainly just playing video games. I don't think you haven't done anything music related, have you?
No, I've kind of wanted to keep it at least a little bit separate.
Okay.
I kind of want that to be a place for me. Not Keaton the guitar player, but Keaton the normal guy.
Yeah.
Um,
And Keaton, the normal guy,
but
does play a lot of video games. We've toured together,
yeah,
and he's always had some rig or system to play.
right. In Europe, we were playing a lot of. This is not the game anyone would expect. We were playing a lot of Mario Golf, man. That game is 5 stars from your boy. Mario Golf, top tier game.
I do notice you play a lot of like party-esque games on your Twitch.
Yeah, it's easy though,
It
like
is, yeah.
I do play Fall Guys a lot, and it's just easy to not like.
I
to probably just
refuse.
sit there and like, you refuse?
Yeah, I
It's
refuse.
actually pretty fun.
I'm sure it is in the way that like you stimulate a 5-year-old in their high chair.
Right. It just works. I don't know. Like it's to me it's a lazy game. If you see me playing that, it's because I didn't plan to do anything.
I
It's just
do
like
want to get into Among Us. That game is too
Me
too
too.
smart.
I've been trying to put together. I'm really wanting to put together like a metalcore Among Us. There's enough. There's enough of us.
Yeah.
And Jesse said he's gonna start streaming. Maybe he told me that. I swear to God. I don't know if you heard that.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. He caught wind of what was going on with Noah.
Well, Noah's crushing it.
It's insane.
Yeah,
he was like, because I kind of told him about it. I was like, you realize like how good he's doing, right? And he's living with him. He's like, oh, he's probably doing fine. I was like, no, you don't understand.
JT's traction is about the same as mine, and I actually thought he would blow me out of the water too. It's really strange.
Right.
Because him being the front man,
Mm-hmm. It's hit or miss.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah. Which I don't mind grinding. Like I was on Twitch.
I know Jesse.
Yeah.
Jesse would do well. He would do well. He's just like a large person.
He would do well as far as like the reception happens, but will he stream well? Like I'm wondering.
Right. I was talking to someone. I was like, he's just gonna get on there and talk about books, and people are gonna be like, "Can we play some fucking games?"
Yeah. Love him to death.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. Let's hit me up on that Fall Guys, and we'll get it done.
Yeah. Juan Pardo.
Is that the dude who like merged for Silent Planet? Yeah. But he's also like a really sick vocalist.
Right. That guy. I've got like him in a group. So him. We could probably swing Noah if we talked him into it.
We could probably get Kirby and
yeah.
But how many do you need? 10?
Yeah, that's the issue.
God, man. I don't have 10. I don't have 10 real friends. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, everyone's always like, you should play Among Us, and I'm like, you kind of need friends to do that. So, but to be fair, all three US members of my band could play at the same time. So that's immediately 3.
We could get JT probably.
Yeah, you, JT, Noah, Kirby. We're at 7 already. There's some other metalcore streamers I'm not thinking about, but
I could probably get Nick Nocturnal.
Yeah. That's like I'm telling you, people would love that.
So I'm trying to put together a competitive metalcore league team.
Let's go.
I know.
I don't play at all, but
there's another thing I'm trying to do. I'm trying to start a YouTube series where 10 people or even possibly 5 people who've like never played League together. I'm going to make a team out of those people and play them against each other. Yeah, okay.
I want to scream at people.
Well, it's like when you take 10 people who don't know anything about the game and you show them to people who are like pretty understanding, it's like comical. It's like it's like you need to hit the minions. Like it gets to that level.
I'm telling you, I know like nothing about the game.
Yeah. And that's also Chris, yeah, okay. Yeah. And that's also fun too because like I'm not doing anything. Like I can just sit there and spectate and stream and interact with my chat and hang out and
Right.
That's
pretty good. I would do it. I would do it for sure. I would love to just try my hardest to attempt to be a gamer. So
the fifth, I actually only need a fifth for my metalcore team.
Yeah.
Because like when I'm playing League, I'm always playing with Josh from We Came as Romans. He's like my duo homie for life.
Mm-hmm.
And then
that's another we could play Among Us maybe. So
yeah,
if he would be into it.
He doesn't stream or anything.
Okay, well, who knows? I think it's really easy to scare people off with that game. From what I've seen, I've tried to play it with a couple people, and I know the game is fun.
Like people don't enjoy it.
I just didn't know what to do exactly. So and Trey saw me play it, and a couple of people in there like that game doesn't look very fun. And I'm like, it's because I don't know how to like.
Once you understand that it's like more a mind game than it is an actual video game. Yeah. It's like, dude, you need to show. There's a video I watched called. Do you know who Mr. Toast or whatever his name is?
Yeah, he's like the Among Us god or whatever.
Well, yeah, but he's from League too.
Oh, really?
Well, he played TFT, which is like League's like counter game or whatever. But
right.
Dude, watching him.
He's got some funny clips on YouTube. I've watched a couple.
Watching those will get you into it for sure.
Right.
And like the whole premise of a game is just, it's like, it looks like a little cartoon, but if you really boil it down to like 10 astronauts stuck in space with 2 killers, like it's so sick.
And I just love it when people get like heated up, and like and people are getting accused for no reason, and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" It really is so funny.
I love the memes that are like blooming from it too. Like it's just the little thing. It's like you acting kind of sus, and it's just like it's so good. So good.
But games I've been playing. That I've been playing for fun recently. I forgot how fun Reach was.
I watched the stream where you playing Reach. That was sick.
Yeah, well, I've been playing like online actually.
Oh, multiplayer,
so not just like the campaign. Yeah, and I'm not as bad as I thought I was. So. I can be every now and then. I'm pretty horrible, but and it's actually funny to like stick Trey on it because he's no gamer sense.
Which is funny because I feel like he plays a lot of video games on your stream, which is so good.
Well, he plays like he's a Nintendo player,
Right.
In other words,
he loves Fall Guys.
Yeah. No. It's built for a person similar to Trey.
Yes.
For sure.
So you're an incredible Smash player.
On the spectrum, I'm actually like probably pretty like it's shocking from an outside perspective. So Smash Bros. Melee in particular has a like kind of a weird cult following, but it's pretty big. It's like relatively big. Just know it's all grassroots, and what I mean by that is there's no Nintendo doesn't support it or anything like that. So you don't have like these big tournaments.
That's so weird, dude.
Yeah, so everything that's put together is like all fan made.
You'd think that Nintendo would just see a market,
right? I just think,
but they'd probably just push their current game, I guess.
Right, and even then, they don't. They won't push it competitively. It's like make sure this is family fun. Like that's the plight of Nintendo with that kind of thing. They just won't like allow esports. You know what I mean? So,
dude, I went to my first esports league game last year. Actually, on my birthday, it was like the sickest day ever. It blew my mind. I went to it in person at the stadium.
An event. Okay, got you.
It was the finals, North America finals. And like sold out Little Caesars Arena in Detroit. The production that went into it was just mind blowing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's so insane that I've seen I was working one time, I was waiting at a pizza restaurant. I looked up and Dota was on ESPN and I was like, what the fuck is going on in my life?
But as a gamer, I'm so stoked. Cause like
of course. Yeah. Like I was saying earlier, like prize pots for League are like millions,
Well, yeah, but Dota is infamous for having the biggest prize pots ever.
Right.
Because it's like all in their advertising. I don't know. It's so weird.
Mm-hmm. But they have a lot of developer support and they get all these like huge like sponsorships and stuff like that. Whereas Melee, I think the biggest chunk any first place winner has won has been like 30K or something, which is like laughable in that world. You know what I mean? Within the realm of esports, but it's like surprisingly large. They literally built, it's an old game on GameCube, and GameCube did not have netcode or like Wi-Fi capabilities. On PC, um, they built an entire online like
Right. Yeah.
option,
Matchmaking system and
which is
yeah.
very fucking crazy to me that
Yeah.
a bunch of nerds were like, "I love this
Well,
game."
I mean, like that's any game too, though. Like,
Mhm. But yeah, I'm super into Melee, and I think on the grand scheme of things, I'm pretty trash. I went to like a major one time, a major tournament, meaning like um, major meaning a certain amount of like top 100 players were there, over 50. So I went to a giant Smash Bros tournament, which is relative. So it was like only like I think like 1,200 people entered or something.
were you dusted immediately, or did you participate?
Yeah, I participated, and I did decently. I got about placings are weird. I think I got like 350 something.
But that's incredible.
Which, well,
Like,
yeah, it's like that's definition of mid-level, So I'm like officially a mid-level player,
yeah,
in
but
the.
to viewers, like, I guess, are you ever gonna try to stream that stuff?
I do every now and then I'll play it.
Oh, okay.
And it's a game where I have to focus so fucking hard. I don't know. There's a lot of streamers that are
I'm
able
like
to do it.
struggling because I only really want to ever play League when I'm playing video games. Because like I think my viewers also don't understand that when I'm playing League on stream, that's like the only time I ever really get to even play video games.
Right,
So like
right. That's
I play League by default because it's like what I actually enjoy doing, but I want to like
right.
involve it. But I'm having to really League is so hard to stream at the same time.
Right. But I think that's like rule one of streaming is make sure you're like playing the game you want to play,
Right.
or else you like will genuinely come off as uninterested
Yeah.
or whatever the case. But yeah, man, I've tried it, and I still do every now and then. Like, and that's been my philosophy is like if I'm gonna play games, you might as well fucking stream. You know what I mean? Like, why
Right.
not?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not hard to stream, and it's not like it's by no means a burden to me.
Right.
Maybe there is some days where I'm like, I just can't. Like, I don't feel like brushing my hair or like washing, my hair, whatever. I don't feel like taking a shower. I just want to get up and hang out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't go on stream, but that's like very rare. It's like for the most part, it's like pretty much if I'm gonna fucking play games, might as well be productive about it.
Yeah.
If that counts.
I think it does. And I think your community, like, it's what we're doing is we're building communities, and everyone in the community is thankful. You know what I mean? Like, I love my Discord chat. It's just become like this niche little group of homies that are all over the place, and it's awesome.
It feels like it feels really easy to break down that wall too.
Yeah, yeah. It's
like,
way easier than ever touring and showing up to a merch table.
Right, and that's
Yeah.
just like such a brief interaction. There's a lot of people there, and like I don't know. It's just this is very genuine too.
It's organic for sure.
Like
Yeah.
you can't really like fake it on stream. So
Have you ever tried to play the newer Melees?
or the newer Smash Bros. Yeah, I fucking suck
yeah.
at them. Melee is notorious for being very technical. I think similar to a way like Dota, for example, is like notable for being hard technically. You have to like actually hit the right buttons, or StarCraft or something like that.
Right.
Um,
You have to have mechanics.
yes, and the other games are mechanic heavy. They're just like a quarter of the mechanics, and they're like much slower games, and the combos and stuff like that are like much easier and also like linear. Whereas this game, there's something called, just for example, not to get too nerdy, there's something called directional influence. So when you get hit, depending on where you're holding the stick, you fly a certain way, in a certain way. And if every time you get hit, something different can happen. You know what I mean? And they've taken that away with later games. So it's all very linear in the newer games and not as fun. And the movement's like stifled, So it's like two totally different games, pretty much.
No, yeah, I mean, but that's like kind of any generation too. Like I love Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 kind of took a shit on the first one. In a bad way. Like I didn't enjoy Destiny 2 nearly as much as I did 1.
That was your game for a minute.
It was. That's when I got affiliate. The first time on Twitch was like 3 years ago. I was playing Destiny.
Nice.
Yeah, I miss D1 too, buddy.
Who's D1?
Destiny 1, sorry.
Oh, sorry. All right.
Yeah.
There's I thought that was maybe in reference to there's a commentator or something, or an esports commentator.
Well, so now when I hear D1, I think Diamond 1 rank for League, and it's just like, yeah, it's just so funny.
So there's multiple applications.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, hell yeah, brother. You cook?
Actually, my this is a bowl of cereal. If that answers your question. Bowl of Raisin Bran Crunch, straight out the grocery store. I do occasionally. My girlfriend is vegetarian, or she's technically like pescatarian. She's fish.
Eats fish, yeah.
So she loves to cook, like it's a hobby.
Okay.
So she in like
just sub her in real quick for the podcast.
Right. Yeah, I'll go get her real quick. No, she's like really into that.
Well, like speak
point where it's like when I go in there to try to help her, she's like, just let me do it. Like,
it's kind of how I am now at this point.
It's nicely like, do you have something to do or something?
I think your phone's ringing from the other room. I don't know.
Right. But that being the case, we eat a lot of which is good because I'm moving towards moving away from red meat as much as I can. I can't resist a good old burger every now and then, but I'm not like going out eating a damn steak or some, a rack of ribs and brisket. So yeah, I'm moving towards that. Mostly like trying to stick to chicken. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean I'm healthy or whatever, but
right, yeah.
And so it just helps that she's that way. And so for the most part, when we're cooking at home, it's like for example, the other night we ate vegan chili.
What's her signature dish? What do you guys eat a lot?
We don't really like repeat. Like I
really?
said, she's so,
dude, I repeat a lot.
But she kills it. She makes like just anything. It's like a lot of times ingredients will overlap. So she'll be like, I can do the same kind of thing. Yeah. Like I can do a taco, sweet potato taco, or we can do like sweet potato enchiladas in the same, But that's like the kind of things. I love sweet potatoes, dude.
Dude, I'm not as crazy for the sweet potatoes.
I didn't think I was. I had this sandwich one time in Washington, D.C., and it was at this vegan ass place, like super vegan place. I don't say that in any negative light, but this was just a mega vegan place. And so I got this sweet potato sandwich. It was like these like little coins of sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
Stacked up. And I was like, fuck, I just realized I love this shit.
Yeah, they're really easy to season, which is nice.
Right.
That's like a lot of vegetarian cooking is something that like accepts the flavor of other spices because like
right,
a lot of the most bomb traditionally vegetarian foods like Indian curries and Thai, that's all just comes down to the spices you're using and stuff. You know what I mean?
Right. And you can swing that anyway. Like
yeah,
we definitely do like opt to try a bunch of stuff like we'll try like an Asian dish or like easy stuff is just like grab some veggies and do a stir fry. Get some fried rice going. Easy, but when I'm home, if I'm eating at home, I'm probably not eating meat. But that being said, I've been really like craving a roast, like a pot roast.
And that one's really hard.
On the crock pot right now.
Wow.
Wait. As soon as I hang this phone up, I'm going
stuffing meat in your mouth. I get it.
Yeah. Red meat, just like I was talking about avoiding. But
is it a pork roast or I guess
it's a beef chuck.
Okay.
It's a big old slab of beef, but I'm so ready to eat that shit, dude.
Well, we're wrapping up here pretty soon, so you can go eat your roast.
Word. Well, I had a good time, dude.
Dude, it was sick. Anyone in the chat who wants to ask Keaton some questions before I ask him this one while you guys rack up your.
Man, I know a lot of these chatters.
Yeah, I don't know some of them, so I know some of them are from your spot.
Right.
Most of my views now come from YouTube, which is funny because I was just trying to keep it.
Do you make YouTube content?
Well, all these go to YouTube.
Kiki, why is Caleb so much better than you at Rocket League? Next question.
Yo, that's a game. If we're talking about complex mechanics,
oh yeah,
that game's freaking psycho.
One of the guys who comes to my chat often is like one of the higher ranks. One of the, there's like a couple of those, and we've played with him, and he's fucking nasty, dude.
Dude, I love to watch. There's a decent amount of people in my chat that are like plat to diamond in League. And I'm like, why are you watching me? Like, you're watching an ape hit sticks against a rock.
That's those natural talenters I was talking about, dude.
Yeah.
Those platinum riders.
But I hate it because I can play League with them and do as well. But then, like, I don't know. I'm struggling, man. I don't know the key to success on that game.
Right. No, there's a bunch of walls to break. Ask Keaton his opinion, or why his opinion is so bad when it comes to music. Jesus Christ.
That's one of your guys, man. It's not me.
Yeah.
I don't know Edgewater, but I like them so far. What's the worst vegetable?
The worst vegetable? I don't know. There's some weird ones, dude. There's some weird ones out there. I don't really... It depends on when I'm eating like a burger. I eat burgers like a 5-year-old. I don't get any veggies.
Okay.
Which makes me want to say like lettuce, but I can enjoy a salad. I think eggplant kind of sucks fucking ass.
Oh, I also think eggplant kind of like eggplant parm blows.
I was about to say it's always in pasta, and it's just like nasty in pasta. But I might eat a little ratatouille or something, which might have some of that in there. You guys seen that movie?
Yes.
Are you familiar?
I am familiar. That movie came out when I was like 14, and I looked exactly like the main character at the time, and it really fucked me up.
Oh, that's so funny. I'm putting that together now. I'm looking at you.
I literally just was the kid from Ratatouille.
I forgot his name, but
it's not Ratatouille.
Funny. Someone said asparagus. That pisses me off because asparagus is good.
Asparagus is bomb, but it doesn't make your pee good.
No.
It's high up on the tier list for sure. The point in celery is to eat it with sick buffalo wings, and that's all that celery will ever be good for.
I have a bad opinion on buffalo wings, dude.
Buffalo?
Buffalo. I think it's so stupid.
Well, you probably feel that way after you ate Da Bomb on stream, dude.
I literally will never do that again.
Tell me about that experience.
I don't know, it just made my body feel sick.
We kept Da Bomb in the tour van for a while.
Oh, dude.
And this is funny. Actually I would like walk around and have everyone on the package try like a dip of it, and it's just so funny to watch people die. But like,
it's like
the reason we stopped having it in the van is because our merch dude at the time was driving, and he just moved it. He picked it up by the lid and moved it, and he went to the bathroom to pee, and his dick was burning the entire drive.
Yeah, dude.
And we literally, it was too powerful. We had to nerf it in the van. So
yeah, no, I understand that. The whole the lid starts to be a dangerous thing.
Yeah, dude, and it was so. Yeah. I let Luis, a friend of mine, hold one to check the bottle out. I was like, dude, don't touch anything. And he's like, I didn't even open it. I was like, dude, don't touch anything. And the guy was like crying and rubbing his eye as he left that day. And I was like,
fuck.
All right.
Yeah, it's hard to get off to. I remember one time, speaking of hot things, I remember one time a friend of mine collects hot sauces.
I did until we moved, and my girlfriend threw them all away. I was like,
you know Pepper Pat at all?
Yeah.
Okay, sick. He makes very good hot sauce.
He does.
Got any from him. It's fucking delicious.
I haven't gotten any like small batch things directly from him, but I've gotten sauces that he's like had something to do with.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. No, I've gotten a couple of his and I love it.
Yeah.
Anyways, he bought this like concentrate. So there's like, what's the hot stuff in peppers?
Caspian,
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
We're on the same page.
Yeah, it's a C word.
Like, yeah, it's like an extract of that, and it's like a wax. And to use it, you have to like put it inside of liquid and melt it. But he was like, I want you to try this, and I was like, I guess I'll fucking try it. And it's like apparently one of the hottest things in the world. So he microwaves it. He puts it in the microwave for 2 seconds, just so there's enough that you can get like some liquid on the side. And he opens the microwave, and it just tear gassed his entire house. And we're at his family's house. He like pulls it out of the microwave, and I'm immediately like, "Oh my god!" Like I took a breath, and I could feel the sizzle like all the way down I'm not kidding. My lungs were burning. I was like, "Oh my!" And I immediately exited the house, and then like following me, like every time someone would walk out of the house, they heard us screaming, so they would come out and like
an experience. Oh my fucking god!
Funneling out of the house. The worst fucking thing. It literally was dangerous. I'm not kidding when I say it was dangerous. I would never put that in my mouth, whatever it was. But it was quite literally.
You guys didn't even get to try it. You nuked your house.
Yeah. Fucking insane. No, but that was not the best experience to do stuff like that on stream. I won't do it again. The thing is like I've had it, like a little dip of a toothpick or something, and it's like a very direct experience. But I had it on a chicken wing, and when we did it at first, no one tasted it, but it still went into my body, So I was like, well, that didn't work. We're like, we need to do more, So we did another chicken wing with the bomb on it, and I think that's where like,
dude, the first tour I took to bomb out, Alex, of course, got shit faced and just started dousing his gas station sandwich with it and continued to eat it. And then he just puked in a gas station parking lot for like 30 minutes.
I have a photo of him throwing up.
Yeah.
We went to that place, the Chegg.
Oh, that place was brutal.
Yeah, they had a hot sauce on the menu that had like a huge disclaimer that
you had to sign a waiver.
Yeah, it was like if you throw up, you have to pay us $40 for cleanup or something.
Yeah,
because it was this very fucked up hot sauce. And of course, like after we left, he like took a drink of it, and somehow someone caught a photo of him mid vomiting. It's the funniest fucking photo. It's in my phone.
Alex makes really good photos. He has a couple of wild ones.
Oh yeah. I think about that photo of you that we were reposting relentlessly on Instagram.
The one where I was like in Las Vegas on the strip in a gutter wearing some random sunglasses I found.
Yeah, it's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
It's a good photo. Completely organic. That's the best part. The fact that it's in Las Vegas, even though you can't tell, I think makes the photo too.
Yeah.
Because like it just feels seedy and disgusting, even though you don't even know where it's taken.
Were you with us when we almost like died? When I think Alex like accidentally bumped into a guy or something.
Oh no, I was not. Didn't Caleb fight like 3 dudes or something?
No, he didn't. But the guy was like threatening to stab us.
Cool.
I was like, okay. And like, Alex was like a little drunk and he wasn't reacting appropriately to the situation. He wasn't like egging it on. He just wasn't reacting to the guy saying like, I'm gonna stab you. And it was making the guy more angry. And I had to like go and be like, hey, it's fine. Like, sorry, obviously,
Dude, I don't like Vegas. It brings trouble, man.
No.
Chaos.
Vegas is not the vibe, bro.
No, the closest I've ever come to dying on tour was I got hit by a car in Australia, looking the wrong way, crossing the street.
That's insane. Is it because the roads flipped?
Yep.
That's fucking. It's not funny.
It's funny. I was laughing seconds after being hit, and everyone was pissed off at me.
It's always good to get hit by a car and be able to recover and laugh.
Yeah.
Because then it's a story.
I was holding my guitar and I jumped over the hood to try to take away from the impact, and
you were like out of the case? Or
no,
the
case? hard shell case. I was rolling my Kemper too, and the Kemper handle broke, like snapped. because it hit me, and the way I was holding it is I like jumped the guitar and my legs took all the impact, and the Kemper just swung over me like a hammer.
What did the person do in the car?
So it was Australia's Halloween night. He hits me. Halloween. He stops like probably 15 feet down, and he goes, "Hey, you all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think I'm okay." He's like, "Well, fucking watch out!" And he just kept driving, and I was like, "Sick, dude. Thank you, bro."
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, damn.
Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, not in like the traditional sense of like green thing with big
ass eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not quite convinced there's spaceships hanging out. I feel like we would have noticed or something by now. Maybe there might be. It's just too vast to be. It's too
barren
vast for me to. Yeah. There's something. There's definitely something. There's like, at the very least, there's like some sort of bacteria or something.
Maybe it's us, dude.
Right.
Maybe because we're the only sentient beings on Earth that we landed here too long ago.
Yeah. There's a quote that God didn't make us, we make God. You know what I'm saying, dude?
Nice,
you following
dude.
Me, bro?
That's sick, dude.
Shit.
This has been awesome, dude. Yeah, we suck. Go eat your meat.
Yeah.
Any last questions from chat for Keaton? It's been awesome, dude. This has been a fun one.
Yeah, this was a good time. I told someone it would take like an hour and a half, and we've exceeded that.
They keep getting longer. I don't know why.
I don't know.
I think they're just more in the vibe. Yeah, I think they're just becoming more organic, and I can just chill a little bit.
Right. I'm not seeing any questions, but that's probably because I know a good bit of these people.
Yeah, they already know the answers to your questions. Your answers to their questions.
Yeah.
Well, dude,
people they won't let go of the Eden thing. I think Eden's not a very good song on our new record, and everyone likes to give me backlash on that.
You're always gonna have those people. There's
I want you guys to do this. I did a tier list
of your songs.
Yeah, all of our songs.
I'm pretty sure once like something else that Era releases happens, I'll probably have like a full band Zoom thing go on. So that'll probably be like a pretty big deal.
Peace.
Yeah.
Well, all right, man. I'm about good to wind this down. If you are,
I'm out. I'm done.
Are you staying live? Did you stay live
nope,
after this?
I end.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciated hanging out with you and hanging out with chat.
Of course, dude.